lovely people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be all about how I formula feed, what products I use, and yeah, just how I make bottles on the go and stuff like that. So if you do want to see how I formula feed, then please keep on watching. So I'm just going to go straight into this video and start off with how I just make bottles day to day. So day to day I use the Tommy Tippy prep machine. Now if you followed me for a while, you know that I'm not a fan of the new model. I much prefer the old model. I did do a review video on the old model, which I'll link like up here somewhere. I've done that a few years ago, so I'll leave that up there. But the new one I'm not really a fan of. I so wish I would save my money and just bought the old one again, because I did sell my old one. But yeah, I do use the Tommy Tippy prep machine. I just find this is the easiest way to make bottles up day to day if I'm at home. Obviously we've got the whole COVID situation going on at the moment, so I am at home most days. So yeah, it makes a bottle up in less than 2 minutes, I think it is. So yeah, it's completely safe to use. I know there has been a bit of a controversial topic around the Tommy Tippy prep machine in the past, but I have had no problems with mine. As long as you change the filter every 3 months, I think it is, or when it tells you to, then you should have no problems with the machine. So yeah, I use the prep machine to make my bottles up. So the bottles I use are man bottles, and these are self-sterilizing bottles, so you can sterilize these in the microwave. With my firstborn, I had one of those big electric sterilizers. I bought a load of Tommy Tippy bottles before he was born, and he just did not agree with those bottles. So we ended up switching to man bottles, and I love the fact that they could be sterilized in the microwave. Now, I did use the Tommy Tippy electric sterilizer with my first, but this time I decided to just go straight to the man bottles and not even bother with a sterilizer. So I literally just make up the bottles. You can put 6 man bottles in the microwave to be sterilised. It is 3 minutes for one bottle, and then each additional bottle you add 1 minute. So it's 8 minutes for 6 bottles in total. So that is what I do. You can do this with a maximum of 6 bottles, no more than that. So yeah, I've ditched the sterilizer and I sterilise fully in the microwave. Another good thing about the man bottles is they are anti-colic, and both of my babies have not suffered with colic, so I hands down think it is down to the man bottles. And they love the tea. My firstborn hated the tea on the Tommy Tippy bottles, and they leaked for some reason. And I feel like this happened with a lot of people who I've spoken to. Obviously, do what works for your child, but personally, I love the man bottles. I just think they are so versatile. They can be sterilised in the microwave, they're anti-colic, and they work by, they have this like little rubber bit in the bottom of the bottle, and what happens is when the baby is drinking from the bottle, the air gets sucked out of the bottom, so this stops them from intaking a lot of air, which gives them trapped wind. So that is how they work, I think. Don't count me on that, but I think that's how they work. So yeah, I would really recommend getting man bottles if you are looking into formula feeding, or even if you're breastfeeding and you're going to express or pump, then you can still use man bottles. So yeah, I would really recommend those. A lot of people always ask me about these little dispenser pots that I use for formula. Now you can get all different ones, but personally these are the Tommy Tippy ones. I will link them down below. I much prefer these because they're just a single shot of formula per tub. The ones with the lids I find can be a little bit tricky, and the lids can come off, and yeah, you can't always get the formula out okay. I'd much prefer these little ones, and people always ask me about those. So they fit up to 8 ounces of formula, so that's 8 scoops, and basically all you do is take the lid off and tap it into the bottle. And I have 6 of these. I have 6 man bottles and 6 formula dispensers. I just think this is so much better than scooping directly into the bottle, especially for night feeds. If you are a parent already and you formula feed, you will know when you scoop into the bottle, you can lose count of how many scoops you've done, and you're like, oh crap, how many scoops have I done? Whereas if you pre-do it throughout the day in the little dispenser bottles, it's pre-done, and if you mess up, you can always tip it back into the tub and then count out again. So I much prefer doing this. I hardly ever scoop straight into the bottle. If you are a person that scoops straight into the bottle, you are living life on the edge. literally. I don't know how you do it. I can't believe there's still people out there that still scoop formula straight into a bottle of hot water. I don't know how you do it, honestly. You have a lot of confidence. So please excuse this, but I just wanted to show you my setup. So we have our prep machine obviously just on the kitchen side. Then these are the little Tommy Tippy pots that I use. So I have 6 of these, and I basically fill them up with 7 ounces of formula, because that's what Chase is taking at the moment. I always keep this topped up with water. I do need to top it up, and then I just put my bottles here. So I basically sterilise them all in the microwave. I put them all back together like this, because you have to take them apart to sterilise them, and I literally just leave them on the side like this. If you do them up and put them in the cupboard, they are sterile for 48 hours, and I think 24 hours out, but I use these in 24 hours, so that is why I just leave them there. So yeah, this is my setup. I just leave the milk on top of the prep machine, the milk already made out here, and the bottles here. It's just easy, everything is in one place. Yeah, this is just what works for us really. So yeah, I do really recommend getting these though, or even if you don't get these exact ones, get a milk dispenser pot, even if it's a multi one that has like the 3 sections, whatever. It's so much easier than scooping straight into the bottle, trust me. So making bottles up when you're out and about, so many people have so many different ways of doing this, but I just try and follow the guidelines on the NHS website as much as possible. So to make things easier, if I know I'm going to be out all day from 9 till 5, I will just take pre-made with me. You know the little bottles you can get? I think it's like 200 mils. I just take one of those or a couple of those. I just find that is easiest. They can drink it at room temperature. You can always warm it up if you need to with hot water, like put the bottle in hot water. And yeah, I just find that is the easiest method. If I'm going out and I know that Chase is going to have a bottle within the next 1 to 2 hours, I would put hot water straight into the bottle, and then I screw the lid up and I put that into the insulated pocket in my changing bag, and it stays hot for a good hour to an hour and a half. And then when he wants the bottle, I'll take it out, I'll put the formula in, shake it up, and then just let it cool down. If I'm somewhere where I have access to water, then I will put the bottle in a jug of cold water, and this just makes the bottle cool down even quicker basically. So that is what I do. If you do want to save money and you don't want to buy the pre-made when you're going to be out all day, then you can actually put boiling hot water into a flask. I think I have done this before. I did it with Brodie. I haven't done it with Chase yet, because obviously we've been in lockdown. I'm not really going anywhere. But I did do this with Brodie. So you have cooled boiled water in one bottle or flask, and in another you have the boiling water. So what you would do is put in, say, 2 or 3 ounces of boiling water, mix the formula up. So you do have to put powder formula into water over 70 degrees for it to kill the bacteria in the powder, because formula can cause salmonella apparently, so it can make your baby very unwell. So never ever add formula to cold water, never do that. You can make your baby very, very sick. So with Brodie, what I did a few times is have cooled boiled water in one bottle or one flask, and in another have a boiling water. So you'd put 2 to 3 ounces into, or half of your bottle into the baby bottle, mix up the formula, and then top it up with the rest. Now the thing I have with this is, once you've mixed the formula up, hold on, the scrap man is going past ringing his bells conveniently at this time. So the only problem I have with this is, once you've shaken up formula, sometimes it can have froth on the top, and sometimes you don't actually know how much more you need to make up your correct ounce. So yeah, some people do it that way, but I much prefer just timing it right. I think I've just got that knack of timing it right. So within 1 to 2 hours, then I'll put the full 7 ounces of hot water straight in the bottle, put it in the insulated pocket, take that out with me and make it up. Or I would just use ready-made. I don't know, I'm just the type of person that doesn't want to take the risk of making my baby unwell. So that is how I make bottles up on the go. Some people do actually make bottles up and put them in the fridge, and that apparently is not recommended, but each to their own. If you feel like it works for you, then you do that, but it's not actually recommended. If you are a formula feeding or even breast milk in a bottle feeding person, you will know that feeding a baby can actually give you backache. So when Chase was a little bit younger, I used to sit on the sofa with my knees up and put him on my lap, so he's kind of sitting up, leaning on my knees in front of me, and I will feed him that way. I'll try and insert a clip if I can to explain. But that just saves your back so much. If you're feeding them like this, you are putting a lot of strain on your back, and I really suffer with my back because I did that so much with Brody. So yeah, I found that really helpful. I found that out from a mum and baby Facebook group actually, and the lady that recommended that, I cannot thank her enough. And now he's a little bit older, when I feed him, I kind of sit him facing away from me a little bit, like leaning up against me, not leaning on my arm, and I feed him that way, and it just takes the pressure off that arm, which puts pressure on your back. So there are the two feeding positions that I feed Chase in. For night feeds, I do actually sit up in bed. I just pop my pillows up and I'll sit up against the bed, and I think that's fine. But yeah, that is how I formula feed. I really hope you found this video helpful. It is very simple. I don't like to overcomplicate anything. This is just personally how I do it. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure you subscribe for more videos, and yeah, I see you all in my next one.